Hello, guys. Give me 1 second. Fucking tired. So I figured I'd come live while I eat dinner because I got a busy day ahead of me tomorrow. So. That's good enough. So. Oh. I'm so fucking tired. I'm good. So I went to my first dance lesson. It went really well. My instructor, we did like 3 different types, all Latin but different. But he said I did really good. So, and then my next lesson next Friday or this Friday at 6 p.m. I have a group dance class, and then after that I have the individual private lesson. So, and my left ankle is hurting. But, I gotta get, it was. I gotta get some dance shoes because wearing sneakers is not where it's at when it comes to dancing. But he said I did really good, for especially beginning. But yeah. So I have made a decision on something, thinking a lot about it. We know I'm not Heather. They confirmed, he admitted I'm not Heather. Okay? However, if they're gonna lie and be shady as fuck and lie and say that about the DNA test, there's nothing I can do about that, especially if the family doesn't. If the family wants to do a DNA test, I would love to. But as far as from now, I'm not going to. If that family doesn't really want to know, because that's the feeling I'm getting. They may say they do, but some doesn't seem like they want to. So, unless that family reaches out to me and is willing to do this test with me, I'm going to go on with my life. I know I'm not Heather. We know I'm not Heather. Pretty sure we all know who I really am, but nothing I can do about it unless the family reaches out and let's do a DNA test. Otherwise, I'm going to move on with my life and I'm going to move forward, and I am going to change my name. I am going to change my identity. Because after talking to some really amazing people I met tonight, I'm moving forward with my life, and I'm going to change my name. It's not going to be Angel Grace or anything like that, or Angel Heavenly Grace. The one that I was talking to a lot tonight, she said that she thinks that I should have my first name as Grace. And she said, I said, well, why not Angel? And she said, because you seem, I can tell you've had a hard life and you've turned it around, and it'll always be reminder to give yourself grace. So, that's what I'm going to do. When the time comes. Obviously. But yeah, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to keep improving my life, and I'm going to keep moving on. Because whatever happened in the past happened in the past. You can't fucking change the past. And who I am, whatever my name is, whatever, it doesn't define me who I am as a human being. So I get to reinvent myself and be who I really, truly want to be. You know. Like I said, unless that family reaches out and wants to do a DNA test, I'm not gonna keep trying to fucking force it. I'm gonna I'm gonna keep moving forward and improving my life. So, you know, I'm in doing dance lessons and dance class now, and doing the gigs plus makeup testing, and you know, I got a lot of things going for me, and I'm not gonna waste my time on people that don't want to put in the effort. If that makes any sense. So, yeah, and I'm at peace with it. If the family truly wants to know, then they'll reach out and they will say, hey, let's do this DNA test. Because law enforcement's corrupt as fuck and they're never going to get the real answer if they don't. So, no matter what, regardless, whatever happens, those people are not going to pay for what they've done. That's the reality of it. So I'm not going to waste my life or my time anymore. I'm going to keep being me. Yeah, I'm alright. Law enforcement's corrupt. Supposedly the results are back. They are not a match, but he confirmed that I'm not. He even said I'm not Heather. So it is what it is. And unless I know what my gut tells me and everything. But like I said, unless the family reaches out and wants to do the DNA test privately or whatever, nothing I can do. So I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to eventually change my name to Grace, whatever. Not sure yet. But I'm going to. And I'm doing dance class now and dance lessons. And I'm going to keep pushing forward to do my career. Basically, with the measurements, all I got to do is, I know what size I am. I just got to do the inches and everything else, which I can find online and stuff. That's not a big deal, so I'm going to do that too. You know, doing gigs. And once I get my measurements entered into the thing I need to do, I'll start getting gigs doing that. Thanks. Okay, and here's where I'm going to say, if you want to talk about politics in here, you're on the wrong live and you're going to get blocked. This is it. I don't play that game, especially if you want to sit here and talk about Trump. You can either scroll on or you get blocked. I don't give a fuck. So I'm going to give you one chance, Carol. Carol Wolf. You know. But yeah, got my glasses today. Tomorrow I have 2 makeup testings and my gig tomorrow night. And I am still selling the makeup gift cards because that money I'll put towards my I'm gonna put the money that I get from selling the gift cards, whatever I sell, I'm gonna put it towards my dance lessons and things like that for my career. So you know what? The ones that wanna live stream me, talk shit about it and everything else, I don't care. Go ahead. You know. I'm glad I went to my lesson tonight because it helped. It helped me, be around other people that are like wanting the same type of thing, and you know what I mean? And like same type of goals and things like that, and just good people, you know? So, yeah, by the time I got home, my ankle was hurting. So this Friday, I have the group dance lesson, and then right afterwards, I have my private lesson. And I have 2 makeup testings tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can ask whatever you want. I'm also going to quit doing the gardening after what I have is gone. I got more important things to use my money on. That's what I'm not sure. Okay, so Melissa, you say you were muted and for some reason you can't view my video, but you're on here. And you commented. And obviously I see it because I read it. Okay, again, if you're commenting and I can read it, even if you got it, even with an invite, that means you're not muted or blocked. I don't know what. Um, anyway, so when I got the email from the sheriff, who is not the captain, by the way, saying I'm not not a match, but they're going to keep investigating. So when I called him, he didn't answer. He called me right back. I said, so you're telling me the DNA test didn't match? He said, no. I said, I know my memories are real. I said, I know I'm not Heather. He said, unfortunately, no. So he confirmed I'm not Heather. So here's the question. Sheriff in Texas confirms that I'm not Heather, but says my DNA didn't match for Tanya. So how the fuck would he know I'm not? You know what I mean? So it makes no sense. Yeah, turn this brightness down. Hey, there we go. Does that make any sense to you? On top of that, no physical evidence to send me that saying that I'm not. So, I just keep moving forward. You know? Nothing I can do other than to do that. He emailed me saying it's not a match. I called him. He called me back. Said it's not a match. I said, I know my memories are real. I know I'm not Heather. He said, unfortunately, no. They're corrupt as fuck. The Illuminati calls law enforcement their dogs. So that should tell you something. According to them, which I don't believe it, show me proof. Show me the results. He said I'm not Heather. He basically said I'm not Heather, so. That doesn't make sense. You confirm I'm not Heather, but you're saying I'm not Tanya. So who the fuck am I, and how would you know I'm not Heather if it comes out I'm not Tanya? Make that make sense. You know. Either way. The only way to find out for sure is if one of the family members came forward, contacted me and said, hey, let's do this privately, whatever. Cool. If they're not willing to do that, because that's where I'm getting the feeling like if they don't want to know, then, and they know law enforcement's corrupt. So I'm just going to move on, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm not going to keep trying anymore. If the family don't care enough, then I'm not. Why should I? I'm going to keep living my life. I'm going to keep improving it, and I'm going to keep moving forward. I am going to change my name. So. And the results don't help at all. Because I know they're not legit. So. But there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm not going to waste my fucking time anymore. The results don't defy who I am as a human being. No matter what, I'm going to be me. And I'm going to be successful. I'm going to work my ass off to be successful in the career that I want. And I'm going to be happy. And I am happy. After talking to some really amazing people, and that I am. They're right. Whatever happened in the past, nothing can be undone, and it doesn't change a fucking thing what my identity really is. or who I really am. My identity, my name, and that doesn't define who I am as a human being. So they can run to that blog and post more about me. That just proves my point. You know. Yes, actually, I did. For the most part, yeah. Um, my ankle's hurting a bit now because uh, dancing with sneakers not the way to go, especially if you're doing like the salsa or the mambo or whatever. You know, not the way to go with sneakers and dancing like that. It just don't work right. But obviously, got my glasses, so but yeah. And I'm gonna work my ass off and be as successful as possible. I would rather put my time and energy into focusing on my future in the career I want than this shit. You know, there's nothing that will ever change what happened. And like I said, if the family isn't gonna do it, then I can do. I keep moving forward, and my I'm gonna change my name to Grace. Not sure what the middle name is gonna be yet, or the last name, because I sure should am not keeping this. You know, I'm gonna redefine myself, and I know I am as a human being, so and that's all that matters. I couldn't I? Maybe I will. It's that way I don't have to deal with the name Heather anymore, except legal reasons, you know. But him confirming I'm not Heather, there's no. I mean, I can change it then. Yeah. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna use as my middle name and my last name. It was gonna be Angel Heavenly Grace, but she suggested that she thinks that I should use Grace as my first name. That's why. What's wrong with Angel? Because she said it. I can't remember exactly what she said, but basically, because I've had a hard life, and this is a new start for me, and that, and it'll always be a reminder to give myself grace. So I dig it. You know. Now it's time to move forward and move on. Like I said, I mean, look how long it took the family and law enforcement till 2018 to do the DNA, get DNA samples from the family. So, Grace Marie, alright. I just need a last name. Then I'm thinking on that. I think I know what I'm going to do. I just gotta talk to somebody first about it. Hello. So, yeah. I don't even care anymore. What's the point? No, I'm not gonna ask Frankie, hey, can I change my name to Zolfarina? That's not gonna happen. No, it's somebody I talk to a lot, and she's a friend. It's my, well, here, do something. Is that better? Looks kind of weird. Oh, hang on. I'll just turn the TV on. There we go. That work? So, well, if I ever married the man, it would be Zolfarino. That's another weird thing. You know how I've been seeing the signs of wedding dresses, stuff about getting married, right? No shit. I go in there, she brings me the paper to fill out, right? On why I want to learn how to dance and everything while I'm joining. Sure shit. The paper she put on, that she brought me first, said wedding on it. Learning how to dance for a wedding. I'm like, I'm not getting married. She's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That was weird, to say the least. You know, like, huh, better. Oh shit. So, it does. At least it confirms the whole thing with this whole thing about me not being Heather. At least it confirms I'm not Heather. You know, and I know what my gut tells me, but nothing I can do about it. So, I'm gonna change my name to Grace. I've always known I wasn't Heather. It's kind of like that movie. I know my name is Steven. I know, but it will now be Grace. So, yeah, just like in my gut, I know what I know who I am. I can't help that. You know. See if I can. That better? There, there. Where do you want it? So, um, yeah. So yeah, if anybody's interested in the makeup gift cards, please let me know. I'm wanting to sell them. I'm going to use the money towards my dance lessons and that. So that's because altogether it's going to be like eight, close to 800. So, but I do payment plan or whatever. But I'm hoping, have enough people to buy it. But yeah. So yeah, if anybody's interested in really good makeup products and wants to buy a $100 gift card for like $50, let me know, or 75, whatever. Um, because every little bit helps, and want to put it towards. It'll be easier for me to pay my dance lessons and that. I'm even gonna quit doing the broccoli stuff, so that way, that money where it should go, like my career. So that's fine. And I want to work my ass off to get where I want to go in life. Once I do my measurements and enter them where they need to be entered, I'll have my portfolio together and I can send it off to agencies and actually get work and making money. That's always good. So, who knows? Maybe I'll start doing the protein shakes again. I'm also gonna make a welcome video for my cameo, and hopefully people will order cameos from me. Yeah. So, I got big plans. Focus my attention on important things. I'm still gonna write a book, obviously. I don't really do the battles. I never really got into it, you know. But I have started thinking about instead of doing lives like this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna write a book that's neither here nor there, beyond the realm of insanity. Um, but instead of doing lives like this, doing a doing the subscription live. Like, if people are wanting to, you know. No, I withdrew. I withdrew so I could focus my attention on what I really want to do in my life. So, and that's the entertainment industry. Big things are happening. This is just the beginning for me. Well, I haven't done any yet, so I'm just trying to come up with ways to make money to help me out with my career. So that's what I'm working on. That's why I'm going to do the. I mean, I've had the Cameo thing set up. I just haven't done a welcome video and I haven't really advertised for it. So I have that, and I got more products coming, more samples coming that I'm going to be promoting. So, yeah. So, shit. I'd be a little tired. So, yeah. So, I figure selling the gift cards, and then hopefully people, once I do the once I do the welcome video and start promoting the Cameo thing, people order those hopefully, and uh, you know, pick up gigs whenever I can. Plus, start sending in my portfolio to different agencies, things like that. And obviously, continue to learn more about it, learn more dancing and everything. Keep learning, and yeah. So, and I'm gonna make my life the best it can possibly be. Not what I wanted. So, tomorrow before I leave, I'm gonna start the goulash. Put it in the crock pot. I think with the way things are going, I'm gonna be moving. Probably, I'm gonna have to end up moving to. It'd be easier if I moved to Manhattan. You know. But who knows? I know I'm going to be moving soon. I feel it. I've been feeling it. I just don't know when or where. Uh, but everything always happens the way it's meant to happen. So, well, right now it's going to be the cheapest fucking way possible. So, basically, uh, I got turkey, ground turkey. I'm going to do that because it's cheaper than ground beef and healthier. And I got a can of diced tomatoes and then a can of Rotel tomatoes. So I'm gonna do those two together, and then tomato sauce, and then the elbow noodles. Um, and seasonings, obviously. Otherwise, I would have gotten, if I had green peppers and onions and that kind of thing, I would put that in too. But right now, obviously, we all know. But, oh shit. But this month, starting this month, it's going to be very different. So, get the protein shakes probably not that bad of an idea. So we'll see. Play by ear. You might have to go out and come back in if you're froze. If it's frozen for you. Is it good for everybody else? Actually, I'm probably not going to be on much longer because I do need to go to bed. I'm exhausted. And who knows, maybe I'll end up with a pay pig after all. Eventually, shit. Ugh. Yeah. But, I'm just so fucking tired. So, yeah, I'm gonna just keep being me. Somebody might actually be recording my live right now because they're stupid. That might be why. Yeah. It's probably because, someone is recording it. Stupidly. Like, I don't understand why they're doing it still. But, oh, hell. Mental note. Get allergy medicine. Oh. Eyes are itching like crazy. So, I'm gonna change my name on here to Grace. Um, you know, Grace Marie. Not sure about my last name yet, but or I might just change it to Grace Marie on here, and that's it. you know. So, gonna be keep being the fabulous bad bitch I am, and keep moving forward. And hopefully the dancing, you know, hopefully my ankle doesn't hurt every time I'm done, every time I get home. You know, yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. Put this whole thing behind me, and you know, because past is the past. I know, I really am. My gut has never been wrong, so, and that's all that matters. Right? Holy crap, Evan. I am tired. So, I'm probably gonna go to bed here shortly. God damn, I wish the fucking. Yeah, I'm at peace. So that's good. I'm at peace. I'm not gonna stress anymore. I'm not gonna do any of that shit anymore. I'm gonna keep being me and keep living my life. You know? And I've come to the realization after thinking about and going over the evidence so many times in my head and talking about it. The timing with everything uh, is very much off, and just everything that I've learned about that case is very much off, and that tells me a lot. So, you know, how the family that I was in didn't want me, and I know there's more than just the grandmother and the father that had something to do with it, so I'm not. I refuse to have people in my life that would have anything to do with selling a child. So, So, that's where I'm at with it. And it's time to close the book on this chapter. Tomorrow's a new day. And I'm not going to waste my time anymore trying to figure things out. So, and I'm not going to waste my time trying to prove that who I really am if the family's not even willing to fucking put in the effort. And I said from the jump that I was not going to have anything to do with people that didn't want to be part of my life. And I fucking meant it. People, like, if that, yeah, gotta show me with actions. But it is what it is. Oh, shit. I'm not gonna let just anybody in my life anymore be part of my life or anything like that. People have to earn a place in my life. I know my motherfucking worth. So, and I know what I deserve. So next time I go live, my username is gonna be different. Oh. And starting, after tonight, this chapter is closed. And I keep moving forward. Like I said, I'm not wasting my time. If I have nothing to prove to anyone, and I know who I am. I know because my gut is never wrong, and with the sheriff's office confirming I'm not Heather, so. But saying what they did, it's like that made no sense. Anywho. Just keep moving forward. And that's what I'm gonna do. Besides, I got a lot to focus on. Like, got the makeup testing, focus on the modeling thing, plus, dancing, on that. Well, here's what the ranger told me. Or not the ranger, but the sheriff. Supposedly, results came back. Not a match. I call him. I said, so the results aren't a match. He says, no. It's not a match, Tanya. Okay. I said, I know my memories are real. I know I'm not Heather. He's like, unfortunately, no. Basically confirmed I'm not Heather. But said the results came back not a match to as Tanya. How does that make sense? And how does, for him to confirm I'm not Heather, that says something. So I'm just this person that's been missing for God knows how long. And who the fuck knows who I really am. Well, I think we all know. But, no, he wasn't. When he says, unfortunately, no, that means I'm not. So, and it doesn't matter anymore. And you with your 0 followers and 0 following light sky, your opinion doesn't matter. The results aren't legit at all. So, go back to your little friends, and you can run your mouth all you want, and watch me succeed. See, this is what people, I don't think are comprehending, right? This is what I'm going to say. Just because they say that's the results does not mean that's the results. The Illuminati considers law enforcement their dogs. Okay? When I said to the sheriff, I know my memories are real. I know I'm not Heather. His responses was to say, unfortunately not, or unfortunately no. Basically, they're not going to say that common sense is not that common. And when I say to the sheriff, I remember running up to the man in the gray suit with gray hat that had the dip in the middle, feather on the side of the hat, black dress shoes, gave me a orange safety sucker, and he says, well, nobody grows strawberries around here. I say, you just told me months ago that the grandmother had a garden in her backyard. I never said that. I've never been to her house, blah, 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 blah. I said, I wonder if we all did a lie detector test, who would come out being passing and who would fail it. I'm done with you, I don't know. And just went off and hung up on me. To get defensive like that and raise your voice just from me saying what I said, that's a very big sign that he's lying. He's lying. When people get defensive like that, that means they're lying. Like I said, I know why. I know. But I'm not gonna fucking. If they don't care enough to get to the truth and find out the truth and shit like that and want to cover up and everything else, cool. I'm not wasting my time. That family don't want to do a DNA test, a private DNA test, what the fuck ever. Fine. I'm not gonna force it. I'm gonna keep moving on with my life and keep moving forward. But thank you for showing me that I'm not really missing out on anything. I'm cool. I know my worth. I know what I deserve. And I know the boundaries I have. And if people aren't willing to make an effort and put in the effort, then I'm not willing to waste my time. And that's that. Especially when they know that law enforcement is corrupt. The only way to get the real answer is to do a private DNA test, but like I said, they're not willing to put in the effort or fucking reach out and do it. I'm not gonna fucking waste my goddamn time any longer. But I can guarantee you, if they are watching, you're missing out on getting to know an amazing person. And making memories and shit like that. But I'm not gonna force you to do jack shit. And I'm not gonna waste my time anymore. So. It is 12:23. And, God, my allergies are kicking my ass tonight. And I'm exhausted. Ugh. Tomorrow's a new day. And I'm excited for the future. So. Anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I need to go to bed. I got a little bit of a busy day tomorrow. I gotta do, like I said, 2 different makeup testings, and I got that gig tomorrow night. So then Wednesday is the last night for that gig. Then on to the next. So. Shit. So I hope everybody has a great night, great day, whatever time it is where you're at. And until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great night, guys.